Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the new folks who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you look forward to my videos that are coming in the future. So it's August 1st and it is a brand new special for the month of August and July, I guess for the months of August and July. This new special is coming to you from our new Essentials catalog, and as part of some of the changes that we're making going into the new Essentials catalog cycle, the yearly catalog, we are going to have a QR code that you'll be able to scan and be able to see what the current special is that we are running, or specials that we are running. So what's really nice about that is you don't have to go look up on the website. This will take you directly to the website and you'll be able to see what the newest special is. So our special for August and September is called Gnomes for Autumn. So it is an autumn themed special. It's got papers, both the pattern papers as well as cardstock, a sticker sheet, and we're going to go through looking at these in closer detail in a few moments. There is 2 stamp sets. One is more geared towards cards, and the other one over here is more geared towards scrapbooking. But one of the fun things that they've brought back is the cork shapes, which we'll look at in detail. And we have a dedicated die cut for this Gnomes for, sorry, I keep forgetting the names, Gnomes for Autumn. She is actually a die cut set that has multiple dies that are part of it. She's got a background die, and then she's got these layering dies that are able to create this paper pieced essential die cut. She is actual size on the catalog. This is catalog you will not be able to get until September, but all of the information about this special is on my website at scrappingstudio.tcmh.com. I think I said that right. And you'll be able to see all of the details. Now, she is quite large, so when I measure her, if I measure her from sort of the top point of her hat and you go all the way to the bottom point of the sunflower that she's carrying, she is just about 5 inches tall. So maybe just a hair under 5 inches tall. So she is quite large and is going to have a prominent presence on a scrapbook page that you have. The other cool thing about this special is that you are actually getting an additional sneak peek into some of the new colors that are coming out in September. And you're going to be able to get access to those new colors as part of this special. So let's talk about those new colors, and then we'll go into the details of all of these individual pieces that are part of this special. I'm just seeing colors are not showing up. I think just trying to see if my colors are washing out. I think the colors are washing out. All right, so here are 3 of the new colors that you're going to see in this special. Remember that we had colors that are retiring that I did in my previous video, and these are 3 of the newer colors that are going to come in for those replacements. So the first one on top here is what we're going to call Pumpkin. Pumpkin is the new color, and this is a very warm orange color. Hopefully you can see that. Again, our paper is 2-sided, so that's the true side, and that's the light side of the color. The second color that is going to be introduced is what is called Limeade, and so it is a very yellowy green color. Hopefully that's coming through well as the light side of that. And the third color that is part of this is called Acorn. Acorn is an additional color. We are still going to have toffee, we're still going to have mocha and espresso, but we're going to add in this additional brown into the mix with Acorn. So I also wanted to compare this with the colors that are retiring, just so that you could see the difference in the existing colors that are in the catalog and what's going to be replaced with. So Nectarine is the old color, and against Pumpkin, hopefully you can see, we'll shift that over maybe to a little bit more light, you can hopefully see that the Pumpkin color is deeper, more rich, and the Nectarine color is a little bit brighter. The Limeade color kind of is probably closest to Avocado if you look at it, Avocado being one of the retired greens. It's a lighter version. It's in the same sort of yellow color family with green yellow color, but it's definitely a lighter version. I also wanted to bring in green apple so you could see the difference between Limeade and green apple. So green apple being a little bit more blue and having a little bit more a pop of color there. So again, Avocado and Limeade are just sort of shades off of each other versus the green apple. So 3 new colors being introduced as part of this special: Pumpkin, Limeade, and Acorn. We also had a 4th color that was introduced back in May with our Dreammaker special, which is Rosie. And Rosie is the pink replacement for Raspberry. Rosie again is a deeper color. Raspberry is a much more bright color. They're both very bright, but shift that over a little, see if you can see that better. It's just richer, I guess is the best word I can use. These new colors are a little bit more rich in depth of color and a little less bright. So Rosie you saw in Dreammaker, as I said. This will not be available until September 1st. So this color, even though it was introduced, you won't get access to buy the cardstock or the ink pads or re-inkers or anything until September 1st. But these other 3, Pumpkin, Limeade, and Acorn, you will have access to get on our websites. So with that, let's go look at the details of the actual special and get some close-ups for that. So the special consists of individual components, which you can buy individually or you can buy as bundled packages. So the individual components are the pattern paper with sticker sheet, the coordinating cardstock, and the coordinating cardstock is espresso, Acorn, Pumpkin, Honey Butter, and Scarlet, and White Daisy. So White Daisy there at the top. The 2 individual stamp sets, one of which I've got the Gnomes for Autumn Scrapbooking stamp set and thin cuts. The Cork shapes, which are similar to what you may have seen, maybe I think it was last fall that we had these as well, where it's cork. They're die cut, laser cut, and the backside has an adhesive backing. You pop these out and then you just peel off the backing and you can stick them down. So again, different size leaves, fall leaves that are part of the cork shapes. And then the last piece, which is the die cut gnome and all of her pieces. They note here that she is approximately 4 1/4, so I think 4 1/4 this way to 4 1/2. I think she might be a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit closer to 4 3/4 based off of my measurements, but again, I don't have this thin cut, so I can't measure it for sure to tell you exactly how big it is. But they are saying it's approximately 4 1/4 by 4 1/2. So you can buy each one of these components individually and mix and match as you would like. You can also buy them as kits or as bundles. So there is a scrapbooking workshop. There will be, you'll get 3 two-page layouts plus a single-page layout as part of this scrapbooking workshop, and it will have all of the papers, the gnome, the scrapbooking, Gnomes for Autumn scrapbooking stamp and thin cut, and the cork shapes. So this is sort of a complete bundle to create the scrapbooking pages. There are some additional supplies that are needed, like avocado ink, limeade ink. If you don't want to get the limeade, you can use the avocado ink. So again, you will have the option to buy the new colors if you'd like, but if you already have avocado and you don't want to buy limeade, you can use that on this particular kit or workshop. The second bundle is the card making workshop, and that one you will get 3 of the pattern papers, the cardstock, the cork shapes, and then the stamp set that is the card making stamp set, and you will be able to make these 6 different card styles. So that is also you could buy the card making workshop without the stamp set as well. So there is an option to do that with not having that stamp set if you don't want it. There's also an option with the workshop kit to buy it without the stamp or thin cut. So if you just wanted the papers and you didn't want the gnome or the stamp set, then you could leave those out, and that is also part of the options of bundles that you can buy. You are going to get the better discount. So if you buy the workshop kits, you'll get a 20% discount on either the card making or the scrapbook workshop. So it really is the better deal. And lastly, there is a full bundle. It looks like my printer cut off here. There is a full autumn product bundle that you could buy, that you would get 20% off of that full product bundle, which would include both stamp sets and thin cuts, 1 set of cork shapes, and 1 set of papers for that bundle. Generally with this complete bundle, you would not be able to make both the scrapbooking and the card making kits. You could probably stretch the papers to do that, but it usually doesn't quite work out to be enough paper to do both. The instructions for the scrapbooking and the card making workshops are on the website as well, and you can download those at any time. All right, so let's move on and let's look at the sticker sheet and the paper. So the sticker sheet has got a lot of really great fall colors and sayings or titles. Sweater weather. Leaves are falling, autumn is calling. Autumn is in the air with another little gnome. The little gnome girl up here. Some pumpkins, home sweet home, thank you. Thankful. Pumpkin spice and everything nice. Piles of smiles. Happy harvest, change of seasonings, crisp days. So again, a lot of really usable kinds of icons and titles that you can put on your page. You can play these up for other seasons or other pictures. This limeade color really actually to me speaks spring as well. You could use this particular gnome as a spring gnome with the flowers blooming. So I think that there is some opportunity here to play around with these, some of these stickers, and possibly even make it usable for things other than a fall layout. All right, so our papers. All of our papers, as you know, are double-sided, and this paper, this first paper is a word paper, and you can see that it's got things like traditions and bushels of fun, harvest moon, flannel, autumn equinox, sunflowers, caramel apples. So again, highlighted words, just a fun sort of background paper. And then the zip strip here is this arrow zip strip. On the other side is just a beautiful stripe. Again, there's those autumnal colors in it with acorn, espresso, honey butter, limeade, pumpkin, scarlet, and white daisy. But I do think that there's enough yellow and green in here that you might be able to, again, get away with something that isn't quite an autumn layout. I'm going to think about that and maybe play around with that a little bit as I'm playing with these papers. So again, paper number 1, the stripe and the words. Paper number 2 is this really neutral background in that pumpkin color, tone on tone with those leaves, like the leaves have been falling. And then the zip strip having those beautiful sunflowers, again, there. On the opposite side is the plaid in that limeade color. And like I said, I think, you know, this is definitely to me a summery or spring color that you could use as well. So want to think about that. Even with, if you put it up against that sunflower, you know, might be able to do something spring-like with that particular combination. So that's paper number 2. Paper number 3 is sort of the hero paper. This has a lot of icons on it. It's got the squirrels and the pumpkins and a pumpkin pie, as well as the flowers, a hedgehog, and the zip strip has got the acorns and leaves there at the top. And then if you flip it over, that's where you see the gnomes. So you see the little male gnome with the rake, and the little girl gnome with the sunflower, and a little gnome sitting on a log or a stump. And then you've got gourds and various different fall themed items on that. So if you're not into gnomes, then you don't have to use it for a gnome layout. You don't have to use that side. You could use this side and get the same feel of autumn through this paper without having to use gnomes at all. So that's really nice, a nice way that you can use this paper, but not necessarily be into gnomes, but really enjoy the colors and the actual paper itself and use it for a non-gnome theme. So hopefully those are coming through pretty well. The stamp set itself is straightforward. Again, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like 7 die cuts. The pumpkin die cut, the mushroom die cut, the 2 different sized sunflowers, some leaves, and the pie, and then the actual words. I don't think I need to pull that out, but again, you can kind of see really good titles that you can use for the fall. All right, so that is the special Gnomes for Autumn is the name of the special. You may be thinking, well, we just launched the catalog, and this month's featured paper out of our existing catalog is called Cozy Up. And so we are going to be running essentially two fall-themed paper packs in the course of the month, in the course of August. A couple of things about this is that there are some similar colors. In Cozy Up, we have Desert Rose. Put that up. We have Desert Rose, Scarlet. Scarlet is in the Gnomes for Autumn. Rosemary, Sage, Pine, Honey Butter. Again, Honey Butter is in the Gnomes. Paprika, Toffee, Shortbread, and Mocha. If you take a look at the papers that are part of, and the stamps, or not the stamps, but the papers and the sticker sheet, you'll notice that they're very complementary to each other, right? The colors are very complementary. The greens are slightly different, right? With the rosemary and the sage in the colors here. but you've got a lot of overlapping colors, and these two packs can easily be merged to create multiple different types of layouts. Again, the theme of Cozy Up is a little bit more around books, so you see some books in here, some teapots, drink tea, read books, be happy. Again, it's a little bit more themed towards you know, the warm cozy weather of sitting in front of a fire maybe and reading a good book. But between the stickers and the papers, we'll just quickly go through those papers, move these out of the way. The papers are going to be complementary. So you've got, again, a pumpkin hero paper that can easily be paired with any of these papers that are part of Gnomes for Autumn. The other side is the books. The books would pair really well with the leaves or the stripes or even the words, right? You could even use the words. So again, really complementary to this particular paper pack. This red, or this is scarlet, is just a lightly striped, again, would go really well with any of the papers that are part of Gnomes for Autumn. And the same with this brown plaid. Really could work with any of these. The last paper that is part of Cozy Up is, again, a word paper, but the word paper is in a little less obvious, right? That the words are not popping out quite as much as the word paper there. But again, that goes with the stripe, could go with the leaves, can go with that plaid, can even go with either of the hero papers. And the opposite side of that are the leaves, and again, would go with any of these. So these two paper packs are very complementary to each other, and you can mix and match them, I think, and create some interesting combinations. I also think that you can pull out some of these papers like this, just pulling out some of the ones that are a little less thematic, right? These all have sort of a theme to them, but if you pull out the more generic papers, what could you do with this? I can almost see a Christmas layout here, maybe taking out the brown. I could see a Christmas layout, possibly using these colors. Maybe even pulling in this color. And again, I always suggest you kind of move the papers around and don't look at them necessarily all in the same way. I think you could create a really general spring layout using some of these. Even a summer layout using these two papers, right? Again, this one could be Christmas, could be summer, picnics, things like that. These two could go together to make a summer layout as well, layering them in a different way. So I think that there are some opportunities here to work with the papers, both together, but also individually to maybe get more out of the paper and not necessarily tie yourself to just fall themed types of layouts. Also with the Cozy Up, I actually have the scrapbooking workshop that I haven't taken apart yet, but the scrapbooking workshop does come with additional patterned paper that is exclusive for that particular workshop, including some die cuts. And the patterned paper that comes in Cozy Up is the shortbread color. And these are very generic patterns. So again, this dot pattern would go very well with the gnomes. So if you've got some leftover of this particular pattern, that would also be useful. Again, another shortbread pattern that is very generic that could be used as well for this, especially if you have some leftovers. There is a die cut sheet that the centerpiece pops out, so again, using that. And then there's a singular paper that is in sage, or rosemary, sorry, I think this is rosemary, that's got this star pattern. Again, very well could work with any of the Gnomes for Autumn. So take a look at what you're using out of your Cozy Up scrapbooking workshop. These particular colors, this I believe this is honey butter. This is honey butter. This honey butter color, or this very warm yellow, could also be used on a summer page, right? To me, this banner doesn't necessarily. This could be a birthday summer page. So some of these colors can be reused on other pages, not just an autumn page or a fall page. So take a look at that. Also, the Cozy Up does have the dots, which have the matching colors. Again, these dots can be used for the gnomes for autumn. And some of the dots are solid colors, and some of them have glitter embedded. So the circles all have glitter, and then the hearts and stars are solid. So again, being able to use up those dots maybe on something that you're creating with Gnomes for Autumn. The last thing that's part of the Cozy Up scrapbooking is a stencil. And this stencil has definitely got the leaves. Hopefully that's coming through. Let's pull that up a little bit. That stencil has leaves that are part of it, right? But it also has those diamonds and dots. And you can mask off that stencil and use those diamonds here. Trying to see, hopefully you can see that. And the dots that are here, plus the other larger dots, you could use that on any kind of project that you're working on, whether it's a card or a scrapbook layout. So think outside of the box when you're looking at this, and maybe see what else you see that I might not even be seeing, that you could use these papers for, that are a little bit, different than, say, the theme that they're putting forward within the particular paper pack itself. Obviously, some of the papers are very thematic, having to do with pumpkins or things that you probably couldn't change it out too much. But again, just trying to think outside the box with these two paper packs that are very, very much in the same theme of fall. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll have some ideas and inspiration, and I'll be coming back with hopefully some more ideas and inspiration for you in the upcoming videos. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, I would love to have additional subscribers if you enjoy my content. And give me any comments or notes below, or questions that you might have, and go off and have some fun playing with the papers. Thanks so much.